going on, everybody? I'm back again with another video, and today I am in the central business district of Eastwood City in Quezon City, which is a small business district that they developed here years ago. I made a video here like years ago, so I'm back here again. It's been a minute since I've been here, but I'm gonna have my dinner right here, but I thought, why not make a video about the area? You know, it's a nice neighborhood that has it all, you know, has beautiful condos, malls, stores, and everything with a walking distance. So without further ado, join me. So they have a mall, they also have like overpasses that connects you from one side to another one, with some beautiful condos here in financial buildings. I can see it right here to my right, but you can see how nice and well paved the roads are ahead of me. Then they got facilities like restaurants are open 24 hours and a nice nightlife over here. But most of the restaurants that they have here are mostly like Western restaurants. They do have a couple of Filipino brand and chains over here, but we're gonna walk around here to Eastwood City to see what's going on. Here you can see the nighttime. A lot of people, they compare it to some of the Western cities in the States. But I think this one's actually better because it's much safer, it's cleaner, it's secure, you know. And there's police and security guards, you know, armed and protecting the area here. That's pretty nice. Over here they got a Denny's that's open 24 hours. I don't think there's any Denny's in New York City. I'm trying to think. I know they have a lot of those in Vegas, but over here in New York, I don't think, but over here they have it. You can see the buildings behind me, what makes it pretty nice and futuristic. But now I want to walk around this central area to show you what's going on. Over here is beautiful because they have like I guess it's like a fountain looking, and the colors of the buildings, that's gonna be nice. So I'm gonna show you ahead of me. Look at this, wow. Beautiful, right, the way how they lit up this building. These are actually like condos, and I think they also have call centers over here. Not sure when they would turn on like this waterfront over here, but it's off right now. But this is actually pretty gorgeous. And this is the Eastwood City Mall. They got movie theaters, and then you see how the high-rise buildings are over here. Here they got like a plaza, you know, as you can see. I've been noticing a lot of cats, but they're pretty well taken care of and well fed. I remember they had a Tim Hortons over here, so I'm gonna see if I find it. But let me walk towards the end and show you the street. Keeps going towards the end, then they got like a regular street out here, you know. Like I said, in a lot of my videos, most of the people when they come, it's mostly they focus in BGC and Makati area, but there's tons and tons of financial district all over, you know, Manila. This is one of them. Eastwood City. This cat has an owner, because that's like a chain. Wow. What's up, cat? You good? And there's plenty of other cats on the other side. I'll give you space, all right, cat? So when you walk around here, not only in the malls, they're pet friendly, so you can bring your dogs if you have dogs. You know, I'll be noticing a lot of people walking their dogs around. So I'm gonna make it to the street over here to show you what's going on. The thing is, I don't know which side to go, this way or another one, but I'll show you what's happening ahead of me. These are some of the high-rise units over here. You can see it feels like you literally enter another city, but you can see how tall the buildings are. And this is part of Quezon City, so it's not too far from my accommodation. I think the entrance is over that way. I'm gonna walk over that way to see what can I find. And then I'm gonna turn back to see what's going on the other side and show you another area where they got tons of restaurants, and even an area that it kind of looks like if it's Hollywood. They even put the stars in the floor, you know. That's gonna be really cool. But let me show you this district over here. Here you can see how well paved the sidewalks are. And then the residential units, there's an entrance over there that says Eastwood City. And then we're surrounded by condos over here. So, you know, kind of gives me also like a little semi-vibe of Rockwell and Makati. Then once you exit the street, it's like you literally enter another world. I think I'm gonna go around to see what's going on. And then one thing that I like about, you know, when they build business districts in the Philippines is that they build churches. You know, in a lot of other cities out being around the world, they don't build churches, but over here they try to preserve their traditions, you know, mostly Catholic over here. So I think that's something that's really cool. And then over here they got Tim Hortons, which is a Canadian, you know, coffee shop, kind of like a Dunkin' Donuts of Canada. And like I said many times, in New Jersey, where I live in New York City, we don't have much of those. We have a few Tim Hortons. There used to be more back then, but not much now. But there's more Tim Hortons all the way out here in the Philippines than in New York. This area gets really nice. I like the floors and the floors and everything. And look at this building. Looking at the entrance, it kind of reminds me like if I'm somewhere on Fifth Avenue in New York. And then you see all this high-rise building, that's gorgeous. But then look at this floor, how they decorate. It's pretty beautiful. Wow. I think Eastwood City might be like an underrated central business district in Manila. You know, it's not really big inside, but it's actually pretty nice and much nicer in the nighttime. And it's super chill, like you don't get super big crowds like you would get in BGC. So I think it's a really nice area. I could consider, you know, if I was to live in Metro Manila, this could be one of the places I could consider myself living. You know, it's walkable, they got tons of restaurants, tons of things to do. But here they got this area where you can park your bikes, you know. And then they got more ahead. I'm really loving this sidewalk, you know, how well paved it is. And of course, they got more condos, more residential units. And then I think they got call centers, because I see people walking, you know, like with their name tag hanging in. Gonna go straight, but I gotta watch, you know, because some areas, something about the Philippines is that there are areas that are pedestrian, but then they turn into non-pedestrian. And this is called Casa Reyes, which is like a Filipino bistro restaurant. So they got, you know, every single options of food. Then of course they got McDonald's right here, and then they got TGI Fridays over there. I want to make it over that way, but there's no pedestrian lane, so I'm gonna walk over here. I don't mind, because the neighborhood's not really that big. Gonna walk over here and cross the street and make it towards the other side to see what's going on. So this is the main attraction area that I was walking a little bit earlier, but like I said, my mission is to cross the street safely and show you the other side. It's gonna be even busier. Oh wow, they even have like, I'm not in the States now, but if I was to be in New Jersey, this is what you would be seeing, the cherry blossoms in New Jersey. Jersey has a park in Newark, which is called Branchview Park, and it's a park with the most cherry blossoms in North America. The bad thing is, if I were to be in Jersey right now, after a couple of, what's that called? I think like in a week or two, I will be getting some brutal allergies, you know, because once the leaves, they turn into pollen, they go up in the air, and then my eyes and the nose, they start itching like really bad. So it's a good thing that I'm here in the Philippines, even though it's brutally hot in summer, but I think I'll take that over the pollen in the United States. Here I'm waiting to cross. This area is gonna be fun, but I'm gonna walk towards the other side to show you what's going on. I'm walking this side to see what can I find. I'm gonna walk all the way probably towards the entrance of Eastwood City. And I think they have like shuttle buses over here, like it will get you from one side, you know, of the district to another one. And ahead of me, I'm seeing some lights that's kind of reminding me a little bit of Times Square, which I think is literally by the entrance of Eastwood City. So I'm gonna walk towards there, and then I'm just gonna literally turn back to show you the other angle. Here we got like this tower that lights up or lights up. And we got some restaurants over here. Let me go down this way, it's probably better. I have yet to try Yellow Cab taxi. You know, Yellow Cab is a taxi in New York City, then this is kind of trying to resemble like a pizza joint. They're all over the Philippines, so I might have to give it a try. But let me walk towards this way to see what's going on. Later I'm gonna walk over here and show you how beautiful it is. It's a nice entrance, but I'm gonna make it towards that side. I wanna show you something pretty interesting. So I didn't film this, but a few weeks ago I was actually craving for Cali burrito. And I found a really good burrito joint out here in Eastwood City. It's kind of like a food truck, and it's actually towards that way. So I know crossing the street over here is a little bit tricky, so I'm trying to figure how can I cross, but I'm gonna show you that joint over there that I think if you guys happen to be in Eastwood City, it's a nice place for you to eat. Then the joint is over that way, but my issue is how do I cross towards the other side? This is like a little crazy intersection that we got going on. Seems like this district out here is catered mostly to call centers. Oh, there's an area where I can cross, even though there's no light, but I'm gonna go for it. So I think this area is mostly like the call center district. But the taco food truck joint that I ate is right here, and I want to show you guys. This is the pedestrian area for me to cross. I'm gonna cross when the people cross. That's how you do it here, do what the locals do, and I want to show you the burrito taco joint, which is actually really good. And this is the joint right here. It's called Panchito. I came here a few weeks ago and I ate here. Pretty, decent prices, and the food was actually really good. The drinks are good too, and you can sit out here, have your dinner, your food. Customer service is actually really good. And then I think the entrance of Eastwood City is right here, so I don't know if I can walk nearby and show you. So now I'm just gonna walk back and cross the street and show you the pedestrian area where they got all the restaurants and stuff. Not sure they're gonna have like some loud music, but that area over there is actually pretty lit, and a vibrant nightlife over there. So a lot of young people, they go there, they have food, happy hours and drinks. And I think they got a couple of clubs around there too. So I'll walk around there to show you guys what's going on. It'll take me to another area too. I think it's like a local street. But I want to make it towards where the city walk is, the pedestrian area. But as you can see, there's mostly like office buildings going on. But now I'm gonna cross towards this way to show you what's going on. And by the way, most of the streets of Manila, it gets pretty busy in the nighttime, especially in the summer, because the weather, it cools down. Even though it's hot, but it's being brutally hot during the day, that most of the people, most of the city comes out to life during the nighttime. That's where people come out and they have food or they hang out in the streets, And not just, areas like this, like regular barangays and stuff. You used to check it out during the nighttime, so you can see they got the fountain over here. And one thing that I rarely see in New York City is KFC, but they have it right here. And it's open 24 hours too, that's good. 2 o'clock in the morning, you're craving chicken. You come out here and you have it. So a lot of people say New York City is a city that doesn't sleep, but I think if you come to Asia, whether here in Manila or Bangkok, these are the real cities that don't sleep. Like if you come late at night, you still see a lot of activity going on. It's pretty busy. Because if you think about New York, there are a lot of locations that open 24 hours, but a lot of the streets are literally empty unless you walk around where the bars and the clubs are. And this is the pedestrian area right here. It's actually really beautiful. And this is what I want to tell you, that it literally looks like if you're stepping in Hollywood. They got this, I'm not sure if this are like Filipino actors, it could be. But they got the stars here, like I guess the Filipino Walk of Fame. This is what they call the City Walk area. And then, beautiful architecture, even though it's a modern complex. And then over here you can walk, sometimes they got like market and a lot of activities going on. Here they got like some ice cream I think they sell out here. It's actually really good. They even got the Transformers right here and all of this. But then here's where it's pretty busy. I don't know, they got music playing, so I don't know. I'll see what can I catch. I'm probably gonna insert it in a B-roll. That was it right there, that's like the busy area there where a lot of people hang out. They grab, meal, dinner, lunch, drinks, and it's a pretty, vibrant, happening spot right there. Now I'm back again to where I started my video back there. Like I said, the neighborhood is not really that big, but it's still, really cool to look at. It's a really cool neighborhood, nicely clean streets, and organized and highly secured city out here. So Eastwood City, I really love Eastwood City. But then, like I said, there's tons and tons of districts out here in the metro part of Manila that I think a lot of people need to check it out. Oh, East Denny's. I'm gonna walk over here so I can wrap up my video out here. It's being an awesome evening, This area is pretty dope, the lights and everything. Peaceful, cool vibes. Look at that, you got a cat right here sleeping. So cute. That was the end of my video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video in Eastwood City. Stay tuned for more. Be safe out there, everybody. God bless y'all, and peace.